Hey folks, I'm your host BKP. Good morning from the office. Hang tight here, hang tight. What you got, Josh? Everything ready? They're watching me get my earpiece in. I think my my collar's off. Ain't no telling. Is that good, Josh? Yeah, I can hear you. Well, all right. Yes, I know it's 8:01. I'm supposed to be here in the chair, ready to go. I had things I'm working on. You name it, we're doing it here. Hey, folks, if you'd like to ever get involved in the show, here is the phone. Josh, show them the number, the email address right there. All the ways you can follow us in social media. That's it right there. Last night, as you well know, when we get into football season, we start doing our nightly shows, football shows. I really enjoy getting to talk with the young men, the coaches, everybody, showing the community, getting an opportunity to, Team FY in sports always highlighting and promoting young athletes in a positive way, coaches, kids, whatever, and it's a lot of fun, and that's what we enjoy here. So last night, I got to thank Coach Chad Cheatham for presenting me this right here. It says BKP right there. Ooh, look at that, Josh. There's number 79. Now, I said to Coach last night, right, Josh? I said, hey, Coach, I was thinking of more like a fullback, maybe a 32 Larry Zonka, 44, something like that. But my good friend Miles Johnson up there on the front line for the Fannin Rebels, if I got to put on 79 and help you close that gap off, I'll do what I got to do. So thanks a lot last night, Coach, and the Rebels. You go to Team FY in Sports, you can watch all of our shows right there that we have every night of the week. And tonight is the NC Sports Report over in Murphy. You're going to be talking to coaches over there tonight. And that is the Smoky Mountain Conference Report. We're going to be doing that tonight from 8 to 9 on Team FY in Sports Facebook page. All right, so Johnny Isakson, Johnny, all right. Let's see what number is Johnny here. So the senator from the state of Georgia, Johnny Isakson, is retiring. We want to make sure, we're going to start there this morning simply because this is our senator here in Georgia. Number 33, okay. Senator Isakson retires from the Senate citing health issues. Parkinson's, several other health issues. Give me number 32, okay. 32, Senator Isakson announces retirement from the Senate with a mounting health challenges I am facing. I have concluded that I will not be able to do the job over the long term and the matter for the citizens of Georgia deserve. It goes against every fiber of my being to leave in the middle of the Senate term, but I know it's the right thing to do on behalf of the state. Now, Johnny's sick, but the only thing he said there that was true was that he's sick, and obviously, yes, his health was not where it should be before he started the term. So I predicted this would happen, that Johnny would never finish his term. I said all along. Hold on just a minute. I want to pull something up. Wait a minute. I'll take but a second there. Okay. So the governor, there's Johnny, the governor of Georgia, will have an opportunity to appoint somebody, okay, Governor Brian Kemp will get the opportunity to appoint somebody. A wide open special election for November 2020, when they'll also cast ballots for the president. After Isakson steps down at the end of this year, Republican Governor Brian Kemp will appoint a senator to serve in Washington until the special election. The candidates from all political parties will compete against each other in November, creating the possibility of many candidates in one race and the likelihood of a runoff January 5th, 2021. A runoff is required if none of them get 51%. Now, what this means, let me give you this, okay? Okay, let me read it one more time. And this is coming from the AJC. You're asking what will happen. Well, right now, the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, will appoint someone to take Isakson's place January 1st of 2020. Okay? That'll happen because Johnny's going to be done. Now, I predicted Isakson would leave that office, but I only missed it by a couple years. And I say that I had several predictions. I thought he would win and then walk away, giving it to someone else. And then I thought he would then give it to Nathan Deal to decide, Governor Nathan Deal. I figured he would retire then, giving Governor Nathan Deal an opportunity to make the appointment and hopefully keep any challengers away from the seat as a Republican. And I thought when you go back a couple years, I had all these predictions where Johnny Isakson's concerned. But I thought he would give it to Nathan Deal in fear of the possibility that Stacey Abrams could have cheated, found, or in some way whatsoever called the Russians and got 50,000 more votes and may have become the governor of Georgia. Do you realize if Stacey Abrams, this was a chance, if she was governor of Georgia right now, she would be appointing the senator. So I thought Nathan Deal, because it would be safe with Nathan Deal and not take a chance on Stacey. I thought he would get the appointment. But no, Brian Kemp worked out. Brian Kemp has the appointment for Johnny Isakson there as he retires. We wish Johnny well. We do know his health is bad. He's been a public servant for years down there in the he was the original representative, goes all the way back in the Newt Gingrich district, and before Newt, after he left, Newt got it. So long time, but here's how it works. Governor Brian Kemp will appoint a senator to serve in Washington until the special election. Then candidates from all parties, candidates plural from all parties, will compete against each other in November, creating the possibility of many candidates in one race and the likelihood of a runoff January 5th, 2021. Okay? What does that equal? Let's go back to the Karen Handel race for the 6th District. Okay? When Tom Price became HHS Secretary from the 6th District, they had what's called a jungle election. Jungle, we'll call it primary, but it wasn't a primary, where everybody goes in. Okay? And this is my understanding of what's going to happen here according to what I read. Okay? If I'm wrong, correct me, send it to me. But what will happen is every Republican that thinks they should get the seat in the election, all right? Every Democrat that thinks they should get the seat in the election. It will not be, see, what I'm saying is, it says right here, all right, many candidates in one race is likelihood. So we may have a lot of candidates in the November 2020. So whoever is the senator will obviously, on the Republican side, that's appointed, will obviously have a pretty good war chest with money, name recognition, ready to go in November. I'll give you two quick things. Look at Jeff Sessions, okay? I should have looked the name up, but look at Jeff Sessions when he left Alabama, and who was appointed. There was a guy appointed, and I forget his name, to fill Sessions' term. You can go look all this up. And then they had a special election in Alabama, much like we're going to in Georgia, and they had several Republican candidates in the special election, right? Ended up with Roy Moore as the candidate, ended up with Doug Jones as the Democrat in Alabama. We don't want that to happen here in Georgia, but that is the parallel. If you'll go look up the special election and look all the way through Alabama when Jeff Sessions left. That being said, one more time, I'll say that being said, okay, one, I hope that Governor Brian Kemp will appoint a conservative senator. Johnny was not a conservative. Johnny RINO, Republican in name only. A good guy. I like this guy. I listened to him and met him in Fannin County. I met him at a Republican fundraiser in Atlanta. I watched him. They made sure at the inauguration, the inauguration for Governor Brian Kemp, they made sure the way they brought him in, there was no photography possible, okay, for the inauguration. And as he left, no photography possible, okay? They did nothing at all they would not allow anyone to see how frail Johnny is, and we wish him well. We really do. The guy's sick. He's a good guy. Johnny's a good guy. He's just not a conservative, period. All right? We want to know if Governor Brian Kemp will appoint a conservative. Now, there will be a special election. It's going to be in November. So what I want to do here before we go on this, okay, we'll get to everything. We will get to the storm, but we're in Georgia here, so we're going to talk about Johnny just a second because I want to read the tweet that the Dems, here is Stacey Abrams, number 36. This is Michael Strahan's little sister. Okay, Michael Strahan's little sister. Our thoughts are with Senator Isakson and his family, Leader Abrams. Focus will not change. She will lead voter protection efforts in key states across the country and make sure Democrats are successful in Georgia in 2020. While she will not be a candidate herself, she is committed to helping Democrat candidates win both Senate races next year. So that's her spokesman there. So Michael Strahan's little sister, Stacey Abrams, says, look, I have a very good gig going with this national election scam that I have going on that I've tried to pull off in Georgia. So I don't want to screw that up right now just to run for Senate. All right. And number 35, okay. And this is where we'll finish up on this. Georgia Democrats, number 35, with 2 Senate seats up for election in 2020, it has never been clearer the path to victory runs through Georgia. Georgia Democrats are ready to fight and deliver both the Senate and the presidency for the Democrats across the country. Georgia politics. Okay, so that's what the Democrats say. They have 2, David Perdue and whoever Brian Kemp appoints here, and we'll find out real soon. Now, I won't put a prediction out on that. But here's what my thinking is I think it's pretty clear the President of the United States will be reelected in Georgia. I think it's pretty clear that David Perdue will beat Sarah Riggs Amico or whoever the Democrats put up on that side for senator. So I think the decision is now, so hopefully in November, a Republican, when you go in, you'll pull the lever for Trump, Perdue, and whoever this new appointed senator is. So I think that might be the game plan, that this may be the perfect time to get that second Republican senator in on Trump and Perdue's coattails. Because it's pretty clear David Perdue and President Trump, got a lot of time, but pretty clear today that both of them will get reelected in Georgia. Now, I didn't pull the picture. Josh, do me a favor. Go right now and pull up Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, okay? And throw his picture up as soon as you can. Now, yesterday I was communicating with some people and trying to get the names, and I know nothing here. It's Schultz, right? Schultz on Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing, okay? So what I'm looking at here is I have 4 people that I talked to yesterday, and they think the possibility, now I know nothing here, but they think the possibility is Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan may get the appointment, okay? He may get the appointment. That came from about 4 different people that I talked to yesterday. Now, one reason I think he may, now I'm not 100% on this. I keep saying this because, I'm not going to go way out on the limb on this one, all right? I do not care very much for the lieutenant governor. I just don't. I think if you really look, the lieutenant governor has his little tentacles into some controversies down there under the Gold Dome that he has been pushing from behind the scenes. I think to move him out of that lieutenant governor's spot would make for a much more harmonious, cohesive group to work with. I think he's trying to take the Georgia Senate in a direction that I'm just not sure on the guy. So my thought, last thing on the Johnny Isakson, 4 people yesterday, 4 different people mentioned this guy's name. That's all I'm going to say. Now, do I know if he's getting a nod? I don't know. But 1, Isakson, I predicted it. 2, the Republicans think next November in 2020, it'll be much easier for them to get the Republican senator up to Washington as you pull the lever for Donald Trump, pull the lever for David Perdue and whoever that may be. And hopefully we'll have a conservative now. And Democrats think this is the open door for them to sweep Georgia themselves. We'll see what happens. And there's some talk around this guy, the lieutenant governor of Georgia, getting the nod. We know nothing. Johnny is going home. We wish you well, Johnny Isakson. We thank you for your service to the citizens of Georgia. We do not consider you a conservative. I've never considered you a conservative. And my hopes that Brian Kemp will follow the appointment with a conservative senator in Georgia. We're going to take a brief break. We're going to come back. I don't know what we're going to talk about first. Oh, Lawrence O'Donnell. Let's go there when we come back. Take a break, Josh.